Hey there, everybody. I'm Jade and welcome back to 50 Mission Crush. It's the second mission, and already we've lost Shinx due to flak. He's dead. God rest his soul and all that good stuff. So his replacement was the first person to post, which would be Clowns. Whoops. Focus. Clowns. There we go. It helps if I press the buttons in the right window. And I will be doing this live, because this way I will actually take the pauses needed to explain shit. I don't like doing post-commentary, I really don't. So everybody gains a point of experience except Clowns, because he's new. Probably really won't feel an effect of experience until about the 5th mission. Alright, Mielt. Mission altitude 15,000 feet. Now, I kind of skimmed over this because I didn't leave myself enough time in the first video. They don't tell you ahead of time, like, where Mielt is. I mean, I assume that the original game came with some notes and stuff like that. But I had to piece that all together. So I have a little text window open with my notes for the game, and that's how I know roughly where Mielt is. So we're going to take 50% fuel. We're not going to overload. That adds 20% more bombs. I kind of fudged that last time. It's fuel plus bombs equals 120%. If you overload it, equals 140%. So that's the simplest way to remember it. Overloading is a little bit dangerous because on takeoff you might feather an engine, and when that happens we'll get to it. But if you overload and feather an engine on takeoff, you just have to make an emergency landing right away, and not on the runway. You have to land like on the farm and not hit a tree and die. So, going to Mielt, mission altitude is 15,000 feet. It's always good to try to remember your mission altitude, because I usually forget, and this is the part where I repeat this over and over and Guava Moment bitches at me. If you forget your mission altitude, you can just climb up until you find it. From when a little dot becomes a big dot. And that is often how I do it. Okay, so we're going to get hit by some anti-aircraft, because our target is the little red city, and there's almost no avoidance of that. Alright, so let us get going. Cloud cover already. So we climb up to 1,000 feet. I might as well explain the clouds. Again, didn't do this satisfactorily in my first video. The 1 and 0s at the bottom indicate the cloud cover and cloud density at the different altitudes. Far left is 5,000, then 10,000, and 15,000, and so forth. So there's one layer of cloud at the lowest altitude right now. You can see our little blinking dot is small because we are not in formation. So we will move, we will climb, and then we'll move again, and now we are in formation. So, let's see, 1,000 gallons of fuel, that's good. It takes about, I think, 35 to move orthogonally. Yeah, that's a good word for people who, like me, weren't aware of what the fuck orthogonally meant until it came up in a rulebook somewhere. That is basically northwest, south, or east, in a straight 90-degree line, as opposed to diagonally, which I believe consumes about 50 or 52 gallons of fuel. Basically 35 times 1.5, because it's actually kind of nice that the game is fair in that sense that moving diagonally actually does cost more fuel. Okay. Now we're going to have to go over flak. There is no cloud cover. Let us go over flak. No way to avoid it. Nope. Oh, for a moment I thought we were going to get a fighter first bandits. But no. We're going to get shot at by flak, which is... Oh god! Okay, the Radio Man's... Oh god! Radio Man's heater is out. I'm a little bit sketchy on what that does, but basically being these high altitudes is fucking cold. Go imagine. I'm not sure if that's going to affect us at 15,000 feet. I think it might. But basically, the longer we spend at a higher altitude, there's a good chance that Feline's going to get frostbite from now on. And if he does get frostbite, it counts as a light wound. If he gets it twice, it's a serious wound, and he then gets hospitalized and he's off the crew. So if we see him get frostbite, we're going to immediately start hitting the deck to keep him alive, and that's going to drop us out of formation, which is going to be real pain. So it might not affect us at 15,000 feet, or it might, and in which case, well then we're bummed. I think we'll get a little bit of time. Ooh, fighter cover. Okay, so here is our first fighter. These guys will come in all across the board at, let's see, 11, 12, 1, 3, 9, 6, 10. Yeah, I think that's about it. Whatever, they come in all over the place, and we have various guns that can shoot at different angles. So, E is our engineer, who takes a shot and misses. Oh, fuck. And then the plane shoots us. B is our ball gunner, who then takes a shot and breaks off the attack. Awesome. Very good job. So, the way that works is that these planes start about 7 spaces away from our aircraft. We take a shot at them, they take a shot at us, then they advance a square. We take a shot, they take a shot, we take a shot, they take a shot. As you see, they can either hit or miss us, we can either hit them or break off their attack, or we can destroy them, which is pretty rare and probably not going to happen for a while. Typically, the more experienced the crew member, the better chance they shoot. Again, I don't have the game mechanics and the hard formulas for that, but it's just, you know, something I've noticed and observed. Also, the engineer's top turret, the ball gunner's turret, and the hail gun are dual machine guns, so they tend to do better at destroying targets than others, and they also have more ammo. Okay, so let us go over the... But first, fighters. Alright, ME-110. These guys are the easiest to hit, but they deal the most damage. Usually we want to shoot at these with one of the turrets that has the double turrets, the engineer of the ball gunner. How do you hit my right wing when you're on that side of me? Okay, this isn't going so well. There we go. Okay. That was Brick with the shot that drove him away on the ball gun. Typically I just... Whoa. I rotate through my gunners. Oh! And the starboard feed gun is out. That's okay, that gun doesn't get used that often. Okay, flak is over, only lost the starboard sheet gun. That could have been a lot worse. Bombs away. Now, as the bombs are dropping, you'll notice that our target point for the moment is -1000. That's how it starts off at the beginning of every mission. If you abort, it just sets target point to 0, drops you out of formation, and you try to get the fuck back to England. That! Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Okay, we're okay. The fire is a problem. The bomb release doesn't matter since we just dropped our bombs, but it would make it our bombing score lower, or at least more difficult to score a full score. The fire is a problem, because, here we go, red screen of death. Alright, so when you get a fire, it can be on one of the 4 engines, and we have corresponding keys, 1 through 4 for the engines, and then we have 5 for the hand extinguisher. I believe we get 5 hand extinguishers, and those will be used to fight fires in the nose compartment or in the pilot's compartment. So we press 5, we don't put it out. Press 5 again, there we go. Now, the really shitty thing about fires is that if they happen over flak, the flak gets another turn to shoot you while we put out the fire. And yes, that can lead to kind of flak loops, where you get shot at a lot, it starts a fire, you put it out, you get shot at a lot, it puts another fire, puts up another fire, you put that out, and yeah. I think my record was 4 loops of flak in a row. I was just playing this before making the LP file, just for fun, just to see how far I could get a single career. And I made the mistake of thinking my fuel leaks were going to cause me more trouble than they probably were worth avoiding. So I dove down over a target to 5,000 feet to avoid the cloud cover, and ended up taking 4 salvos of 45 shots. I actually made it out of that, but that was all because of fire. It was 40 shots of fire, 40 shots of fire, 40 shots. Total on his hurt. Engine 1 feathered. Oh god. Oh god, the tail gun. The letter U. Oh my goodness. Oh god. Oh god! That... Oh god! Okay, that was the worst flak I've ever seen. God damn it, Brick just cost me 500 points. Okay. Okay. The engine feathering, though, is a mechanic that absolutely terrible. I mentioned it on the startup that you can get an engine feathered when you take off. What that does is it increases the drag of your plane by, I think, 1, and at 3 points of drag, you constantly lose altitude. You'll lose a step of altitude every turn. At 3.5 points of drag, you just fucking fall out of the sky. You bail out. Also of note, carrying bombs increases your drag by 0.5. So an engine feathered and the bombs is 1.5 drag, and that's enough to drop you out of formation. Alright, I'll be continuing on. We'll get back to the base real soon. We'll bury Brick. Everything will be fine. Just a moment. Okay, and sorry about that. Ooh, I gotta press buttons. There we go. Ah. 1. There we go, that gets us north. So, Brick is dead. That is unfortunate. We're kind of losing people pretty rapidly, actually. Usually it's not this high the turnover, one per mission. However, that last line of flash usually really sucks. Okay. Torlon will be okay though. He will recover and be here next time. However, I am now out a ball gunner. A good bombing run by our brand new bombardier. Mission evaluation points typically means points for getting damaged and surviving. Like seriously, the more damaged your plane is when it lands, the higher the mission evaluation. And you also usually, I think, get 100 mission evaluation points for every fighter you shoot down. So, congratulations, we have landed. Brick is dead. I don't think he'll be getting a second wind. And I will need a new ball gunner. So, 2 missions down, 2 crew members dead. Great start. I'll see you next time.